Alright, we're back with another commentary. This time we're going to be playing the Tier 8 Russian cruiser, the Chapayev. This game's going to be incredibly funky, and not in a good way. Well, I'll just leave that to be anticipated. We're going to start off by trying to get to this island, use it as cover, and then just daka to an extent. Obviously, Russian cruisers are incredibly fragile. And in retrospect, I should have realized that my cover wasn't sufficient for what's about to happen. But yeah, I'm kind of in two minds. This is definitely an upgrade over the schors. But that being said, the playstyle is still very similar. You're still kind of that long range kind of HE spam fire setter. Or hiding behind islands, kind of shooting, fire setting. So that hasn't really changed. It's just the guns seem a lot more responsive on this ship. So obviously we're going to be spotted by some planes coming in. We're going to start shooting at them. And we get detected. First mistake. So what I'm hoping to do now, realizing that I'm in a pretty vulnerable spot, is get behind this island as close as I can, and then eventually make a dash here to this area here, because obviously they're pushing this flank, and it'll give me the perfect angle to not be shot at, but be able to execute the fire zone. Okay, our DD pushes across, hoping to get some vision on the enemy Benson, and he pushes in. And myself and my infinite wisdom decides this is too much of a good opportunity to pass up. So I decide to push full broadside into the Benson. Well detected, while the Leon, the Bismarck, the Baltimore are all targeting me. So we do get the Benson, which isn't terrible. Even if I were to die, it wouldn't be the worst of trades. But again, the last thing you want to do is die almost immediately. In a random battle. So we're going to drop to about maybe about, I think it's 1k HP. All said and done. But this is definitely the low point of the battle. Basically, I should be already dead. A couple of shots don't go my way, don't kind of perfect themselves, I die. It's something that's, it's a bit strange, but that's... it's a bit strange. How none of the names are coming up in the enemy ships. So at this point, I'm going to rely on keeping long range, trying to shoot, trying to keep the fires going, and hoping to dodge. Or at least trying to like not be the main focus of enemy ships. Because with this low HP, like from my perspective, if I was on the enemy team, the last thing I would want would be to waste a salvo on a ship that has like 2k HP. When there's so many more juicier targets, like the Cleveland rushing full broadside. Right here. Now we're down to 1.2k HP. We get spotted again. And at this point, I'm thinking my days are numbered. So again, I'm just trying to chunk out as many shells as I can. We've literally done 10k damage. Most of that to the Benson. Hopefully we can just get a couple of fires in this Bismarck. We get one. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about these guns that are just It just feels so good. So much better than the schors. Maybe it's the fact that there's it's a 4x3 configuration. Yeah, it feels so just right. I can't really explain it in a better way. Now we do need to be careful of the Fubuki, which is something I'm wary of because I am detected, and pretty much in a 1v1, the Fubuki wins, sadly, in this particular situation. So my radar's coming up in 5 seconds. I'm probably going to radar immediately, try and spot the Fubuki. Oh, and he drops by. Get 2k on that salvo. And I think he's rotating his guns, but I don't really know what he's doing, to be honest. He could be one of the drop drops. So we radar, make sure he can't get away with the smoke. And basically finish him off. So right now I've pretty much exceeded all my expectations after being dropped that low. For all my HP, we take out the Benson, we take out the what was their other DD that we just killed, the Fubuki, and we're setting multiple fires and BBs. If I was to die at this point, it's a good trade. It's a really good trade, even though the fact I've only done 36k damage. So you may be thinking, okay, you've taken out 2 DDs, that means we're in a really good spot. No, sadly not. Eventually our Bismarck's going to get dropped, I think. This game was a couple of days ago, so I'm not 100% sure on the specifics, but again, we're just trying to chunk out shells, throw them out, chunk whatever battleship we can see. Trying to use the islands as effective cover. That's just basically the story of the battle when you're playing this ship. Like, whenever I play it, I'm trying to put myself in a position where I think I'm playing something like the Smolensk or the Minotaur. Like a Minotaur without smoke, effectively. And that's effectively what we're doing here. So, we're going to get the Bismarck eventually. And I'll pretty much even up the score. We're at 40k. And again, I have to be so wary of what I shoot at. Because literally one stray shell would kill me. And it'll be game over. So they still have the carrier up, which again could drop me at any time they wanted, but it's dealing with the Warspite and the Yorick on the other side of the map. And I'm not really sure what our Lexington's doing, but I'm sure it's doing something. That being said, we're still trying to chunk out damage, throw out damage. We're slowing down here, and then eventually we're slowing down to half speed. And then once the Bismarck comes into range, we're going to speed up. And then once we're at full speed, we're going to start shooting. So this is 15.8. Okay, he's in range now. And we're accelerating and we're shooting. We're detected, but we have... well, we don't have actually all that good of a chance to dodge, but... I'm going to give it a go. And look at that, 4k, 8 pens, 4k. It's beautiful. Obviously the Bismarck had no other option other than to damage con, because he was burning with 3 fires. But that just gives us the opportunity to reset him and start burning him down once again. He shoots at me, I immediately execute a turn. And he misses. That gives us another extra 20 seconds or so to fire at shells. At this point he's burning down, he's gone. He pushed in a bit too hard. And he's gone. So now we're in a pretty good spot. There's 3 ships on this side, they only have 2. They're out of range from me, which is a really good thing. We have... the carrier basically has free reign on this side of the map right now, so... I mean, like, it should be easy pickings for him, but... things don't always go your way on this game. Eventually it's gonna become too much for us to actually deal with. Well, for me to deal with. Again, I'm just trying to play as stealthy as possible. You can see I'm obviously aiming towards the islands, hoping to get a little bit of cover. And the way I like to think of it, like at this point, okay, I have 1.2k HP. But, I mean, I have the Leon straight at me. I could have 5k. And it's effectively the same kind of scenario. So I'm basically playing like that. You know? It's not... How do I... It's not, do or die, per se. And the Baltimore gets detonated by the Bismarck, which is always beneficial. Because to be honest, like, the Baltimore probably posed more of a threat than the Leon did. Yeah, because... the thing that would get me would be high rate of fire. Adjustable shots. You know, because... the ship does maneuver all that quickly. So that being said, I'm just shattering my shells on the Leon. My only hope is to actually set fires. And that's my entire plan for this game. Oh, well, not for this game, but for this little engagement. There we go. We're at 3 fires, he damage cons, and now we really need to start turning out a HE. Burn him down. And again, run detected, so we're free to shoot. We're going to slow down to a stop. In the hopes that we can start some fires. And we do, we get 2. And they're perma-fires because he obviously uses damage con a little bit earlier. So at this point he isn't really meant for this world. He's gonna get burnt out and die sadly. And again, I'm just shooting HE, trying to get that 3rd fire. And there it is. And 1 for bonus points. There we go. So with that now, the Leon's dead. So we're going to push towards the cap, the enemy cap.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
And we're at 84k. Now if you look at the map, we have 2 BBs. Okay, we have 1 BB to their 1 BB. We have an aircraft carrier, they have an aircraft carrier. And we have 3 cruisers, me included, to their 2. Now to be honest, I don't really count. I'm 1 shot away from death. If I get within range of the Helena, I will die. Or their carrier even. So yeah, it's basically an even fight at this point. Even though it looked really good for us initially. And now the Helena dies. Damn. Actually, do we lose this game? No, I think we... Do we? I think we might. I'm not entirely sure. So we see the Yard getting dropped by the carrier. Again, I'm kind of in two minds here. Do I push in? Or do I stay back? Because if I push in, the carrier could just very easily one-shot me, and I drop and I die, and I contribute nothing. Other than to give the enemy team points. Which is not beneficial at all. Or do I stay back, hope the New Mexico or the Mogami pushes... Yeah, Mogami. Pushes it in, and then I can maybe set some fires? Before I get dropped? So kind of like either way here, it's very kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't kind of situation. So what I'm trying to do, I think what I tried to do is come around here and then sit here and start farming in New Mexico. That's the plan. But obviously the enemy has a carrier and he knows where the York is. And if I'm gonna push in close to the York, then I'm gonna be spotted. Like I am just now. And this isn't good.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on full alert.
Try and do as much damage as possible to these planes. I think we get them down. And we do. We go undetected once again. Now at this point I should have turned out. I 100% should have turned out. It was getting too risky. And I was just running the gauntlet way too much. What's that even mean? No idea.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on normal alert.
So now I'm thinking a variation of this would be to hide behind this island here, because it's low enough to give me shooting power, but it's just high enough to allow me to actually shoot over it. But obviously the enemy carrier had other ideas. I get spotted. I think he has one plane left. Because he already dropped me once and he takes 800,000. So now we're down to 400 HP. And then the New Mexico, bam. I didn't slow down quickly enough. But that being said, this kind of illustrates how you can never really give up. I was at 1,229 HP. And I had like, I think it was 8k or 10k damage done. And now look, 86,000. Just by being a lot more passive, playing a lot more protectively. I think we're going to end up losing this game. But yeah, playing a lot more passive, a lot more passively. And just using the strength of your ship. Being able to use that fairly high speed. The really good HE. Just burn targets down. So, I hope you enjoyed this. And I'll see you in the next one. GG's.